Hey guys, Host here with another stream. This one won't be too long. It might just be like under an hour. But I wanted to talk about a problem I've been having recently regarding matchlocks and how I'm going to plan on dealing with it. So, in my most recent battle, I basically had to go up against a guy that I fought 4 times, only beaten once, and I'll show you guys how I beat him. So basically, my armies have been focused around defending my missile units. I've brought two bow units and one matchlock. It's not really my playstyle, but I'm trying to get more into using bows to win battles. So I brought 3 Yari Yashiguru. None of them are vets. 2 Naginata Samurai, 1 Katana Samurai, also not vets. Um, I know I brought this cav is light cav is a vet. I think I had I had a warrior monk that I left in the forest there. But basically, this is my fourth time fighting this guy. I've lost to him 3 times and beat him once. The biggest issue I've been having fighting against this person is how do I take care of the matchlocks, because I could take care of his flanks, but then his matchlocks would start firing on me, and that's where the issue is. So basically, I brought dampened powder, so it takes, I think, just over 12 seconds for his matchlocks to shoot. My matchlocks take about 6. I think it's about 8 seconds in between shots. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use that. I'm going to fast forward a bit because it's pretty boring. Basically, I'm firing on these Naginata attendants. He's going to be able to take this anyway, and I know that. Notice how he's spread out. This is one of the problems I've been facing because, he's not focused on one area and can still support other units thanks to the matchlocks. So here's my first problem. Notice how the 2 matchlocks here cover basically this area. So basically I can't try to go past him here because this is deep water. I can't go there. He's essentially cut off this area for me to attack. I could try to attack frontally, but then I risk being hit in the sides by his Naginata warrior monks and his cav. So what do I do, right? He advances, so this area is cut off from a meaningful charge. With the archer's dojo, he can now get at least 10 seconds off, I believe, between shots. He suicides his Naginata attendants. Not the best idea because these guys, although they don't have like a really high reload skill, they have, what's it called? A rapid volley. I was going to call it faster reload, but that's Rome 2. He decides to bring in the Naginata attendants here. He's going to suicide them as well. He's trying to protect his matchlock Ashiguru from getting fired at. See, in a situation like this, I could have waited for them to move up and then to fire. I think in a situation like this, I should have moved my matchlocks over here, because even though like I'm outnumbered on this side, what could have happened was I could have positioned my bow samurai to fight one, and then the matchlock Ashiguru to fight the other. Have another bow unit to deal with these 2 units here, and then I could have flanked him. Notice how he's able to pass my my line here. It's because I didn't have matchlocks. I don't care too much about being fired on by his matchlocks because I can counter with the bows, but now I have a unit of Naginata warrior monk cav behind me. I should have probably attacked with my own warrior monk
Our
cav.
hidden units have been discovered, my lord!
But I was thinking, more about how I'm gonna deal with these guys. He goes straight for my matchlock samurai, which I wanted to keep here but then counter. Unfortunately, because those are Naginata Warrior Monk Cav, they're gonna be able to deal a lot of damage. Unfortunately, my bow samurai here, I think their fire level was turned off because I was firing at something else, and so unfortunately they couldn't really do anything. So unfortunately, I'm starting to get boxed in. I can't attack these matchlock Yoshiguru because I have nothing here to attack them with except the bow samurai. The Naginata samurai are being fired on and are being attacked by two warrior monks who I could have beaten had it not been for the cav unit here. I stopped this katana samurai. My bow samurai is still firing on his units. I've been able to take, I think, this one out, but then he uses rally. And then after that, everything just collapses because I have nothing to counter the matchups with.
Our general
And that's
is
basically
in
the
grave
problem.
danger, my lord.
The matchlocks are consistently causing me problems where I can't counter the rest of the units, and he's able to like charge in. My warrior monk have here are getting attacked, and everything collapses because I can't do anything. These matchlocks are going to still be able to fire, and then they get supported by this unit, and then everything just goes down. Simply because I couldn't deal with these matchlocks, everything just goes downhill. So then my warrior monk cav are over there.
Our men are
can't do
running
anything.
from
These
the
Yaryushigu
battlefield.
are getting attacked from the
Shameful
back. They're
display.
gonna lose. Warrior monk cav barely did anything.
Our men are running from the
Few
battlefield.
kills, and then,
Shameful display.
actually, let me do this. So yeah, basically my biggest issue right now is how do I deal with these matchlocks? Well, I was able to beat him once, like I said, and the way I did it was by bringing Yari Samurai. And so there's a case that perhaps the best way to counter them is with speed rather than brute force, which I'm used to, right? So bulletproof samurai could work, but then you have to spend the extra money to bring them. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, here it is. So basically, he's going to do the same thing he did in the battle I just showed you. You know, pressure with his cav to make sure I don't go straight for the dojo here. He's going to use his matchlocks in the center flank with his units. But what I brought differently in this battle was, I think, 4 Yaryushigu, and then 2 spears. Now, if the same thing, if history were to repeat itself, what would happen is I would get rushed in the center, right? And then my bows would fall. But this time, with the Yaryushigu protecting the bows and me having the range advantage, look at what happens. So this is the second time I had range advantage, rather. So all I do is bring the bows up. These are veteran bows, by the way. He used. Did he use it or no? I brought Rino's teachings. I was gonna say he might have used Cold Snap, but I couldn't remember. So he's running up. He decides to retreat his matchlocks because they're definitely gonna lose. But he brings up his cavalry again, thinking that I'm not gonna bring up my Yari Shiguru. Oh yeah, that reminds me. One important thing that I forgot to mention is that I brought one. Was it two? I can't remember. Yeah, it is two. There's one here. I brought Light Cav. I brought Naginata Warrior Monk Cav, which have Warcry, has Warcry rather. But I also brought two Katana Samurai units, two Katana Cavalry units rather, and these are arguably my strongest cavalry. I brought these to see if I could deal with the units on the flanks and perhaps massacre any sword units that he has. So I put them on the flanks here. This forces him to bring his cavalry over here. He's doing the same thing again where his matchlocks are in the center. This unit of Katana Samurai is getting hit hard. But notice how he isn't supporting these Katana Samurai with any cav. Besides this Yari Cav. This Yari Cav is going to do something else. So he's rushing me again, doing what he did last time. But because of that, this Katana Samurai suffers greatly. So instead of just waiting for his matchlocks to come, I just use my Yari Samurai. He goes to my bow cav, my Shiguru, which is fine. Remember Renyo's teachings? Yeah, don't forget about that.
Our general
Yari Samurai
is in
goes into
grave
the
danger,
matchup
my
with
lord.
Shiguru, which cuts off that issue. These Yari Shiguru didn't get into Yari well. He's attacking me on the flanks as well. Then my cav units counter the swords here on the flanks. For some reason, these guys didn't continue. I didn't put guard on them, so I'm not sure. I think because they routed, the Naginata attendants routed, they didn't bother to continue. He goes straight into my Yari Shiguru, that nullifies the cav. My Warrior Monk cav goes straight for the general. Then his Katana Samurai route. His matchlocks are essentially nullified because if they run, I can just use rapid advance. His Katana Samurai here aren't attacking. He tries to attack the back of these Yari calves, but most of his units are routing anyway. So it doesn't make
Our
much
men
difference.
are running from the battlefield.
Katana
Shameful
Cavalry
display.
deal with the Katana Samurai, and that's basically it for him. I don't have to worry about these Katana Samurai because of how far they are. I could just kite them with my bow Shiguru. And that's basically it. So the answer that I have right here,
Our men
is,
are running
in
from
order
the
to
battlefield.
be-
Shame for this.
a formation like that, is to have something that could deal with 3 units. You have the bait, the meat, what is it? The meat shield, which is the Naginata attendants. You have the matchlocks who deal tons of damage, but have no melee prowess. And then you have cavalry. So you have 2 units that can do that. You have the spear units that can run quickly. Be careful with the Shiguru. I prefer Yari Samurai. And you have Naginata units. I think I prefer the warrior monks, because you can use relentless to give them that 10% speed. They do cost 100 more than, say, the Naginata attendants, while still doing better. They just do worse against cavalry. Overall. It's not like a big deal. But that, I think, is probably the best way you can win against somebody who does that. I was going to show you guys another replay, but this is the wrong one. I ended up losing decisively to this guy, and then I ended up winning against him. I lost because my mouse started acting up and I couldn't really do anything. I'll probably show that in another video. Where's the other guy? Yeah, this one. This guy I fought 4 times, and I won each time. This one was a bit weird, because he does the same thing all the time. He brings 6 cav units. Actually, I might have lost against him once. Maybe this is the guy I fought 4 times and then lost against him once because I didn't have a good enough army to defend against the cav. But he always brings 6 units of cav and then 4 to 5 units of katana samurai. And of course the biggest weakness to this is the Naginata, because Naginatas can effectively deal with cav and then be good enough to hold off katana samurai or katana units in general. And so what did I bring? I brought Naginata units and 1 sword unit. This was my veteran Nodachi sword unit. I thought this one had stats, but I guess this was before I got stats on it. So in front I have 3 Naginata warrior monks. And then you have the Nodachi samurai and then the Naginata samurai. So I go for a charge in, tie all these units down. He flanks here against this one, but I've already done enough damage. His cavalry are going to attack the rear of these guys, I know that much already.
Danger, my lord.
I didn't have Metsuke Inspector, or else these guys would have routed already. Use my general to scare off his. His is stronger, but it doesn't matter. His katana samurai obviously break. My Naginata warrior monks still have enough units to fight off against the cavalry here. Nodachi Samurai ended up getting like 131 kills. Activate war cry, and yeah, that's basically it. Nodachi Samurai ended up routing
Our men are running
just
from
fine
the
because
battlefield.
the
Shameful
warrior
display.
monks were the ones that were gonna carry the battle. I just needed
My
to
lord,
find a way to
a
deal with
glorious
the
victory
katana
will
samurai, which I
soon
did.
be yours.
Didn't use these Naginata samurai at all, and I didn't really have to. But yeah, Naginatas in general are useful to deal with both cavalry and infantry. Of course, you know, in the situation I was talking about before with the matchlocks, it probably was a better idea rather to have the Yari Samurai because of the rapid advance. But I mean, if I had to, I'd probably go with Naginatas because there's always that possibility that you'd have to fight a a sword unit, and then there's of course the speed issues. But again, that's where Relentless comes in. So, which retainers would I use if I were going to go up against them again? First, I use Metsuke Inspector for the morale. Relentless is here somewhere. I don't want to search it. Here it is. I'd use Relentless. I bring either warrior monks or warrior nuns. Warrior nuns are kind of like berserkers in Rome 2, where they're hit or miss, depending on how you use them. A lot of the times I use them, they actually underperform. But there are times where they do really, really good. And that's like very specific cases, because if you put them up against sword units, they'll probably lose. Because even though their stats indicate that they could kill 2 units for every 1 unit, that actually creates a net negative for them. They're more prone to routing if they take casualties quickly. And so you really want to use them as second line infantry. They're pretty good for getting veterancy on though. I won't lie. Like I had a vet 4 warrior nun unit before, but then I had to get rid of it because I needed I think I needed matchlocks at the time. But now that I prestiged, I don't really need that anymore. So I'm trying to level up the warrior nuns so that they can be like a hero-esque unit with like with more men or more units, I guess, more models, just with less armor. Let me see if I can bring them up. Did I use them? No, I didn't. This unit. So the plan is to max out melee attack, max out melee defense, then max out melee defense again. I don't need speed and fatigue resistance, though the speed could help, but that's most likely the plan. What am I missing on this unit? Is it morale? No, is this the unit I maxed out? Yeah, this is the most recent Naginata Samurai I maxed out. 2 melee attack, 2 melee defense, 2 clan melee defense, and then 1 armor. I don't need anything else. me see if I can just get one battle on stream, and then we'll probably just call it a day. Oh, I didn't even know when people were watching. Why is the thumbnail? Is the thumbnail still thrown to Britannia? I thought I changed that. Sorry, it not must have not updated. Sorry about that. I'll have to update it before I go on stream next time. I think I I think I fought this person before. I'll bring Renault's teachings. Why not? It comes in clutch when you're using spears and naginatos, but it does hurt your offense. Kawabe River. I'll bring both. No need for any matchlocks. Bring my veteran spears. I might need another unit of Yarya Shigeru. Yep, that's good. The other units I can't bring. Okay. Alright, in that case, I'll have to bring a light cav and call it a day. So, this is the play. I need another unit of foot samurai, and I guess the problem with that is that most likely than not, regardless of if I win or lose, the Yari cav will probably become the next vet. But that's okay, I'll take that risk. Then I have to take off Relentless. I'll bring Wilbury. I'll use Relentless in another match. I just didn't want to bring Warrior Monks because I'm already using Yarya Shigeru. Veteran Yarya Shigeru. If I were using the regular ones, I'd probably bring two. And then bring like two sword units, but maybe lone swords. If I didn't bring the veteran Yarya Shigeru, I think I'd go for regular Yarya Shigeru and then go for the veteran load swords and then bring the warrior monks. I'm gonna get double hit with the cold snap, so I'm down to 30. So I definitely have to go for the archer's dojo, but you might go for the shrine, so I'll deploy over here. See, the problem with this is that he's trying to kill your range aspect. In most battles, most of the time I don't even use all the ammunition, but there are people out there that just try to keep you at range and then kill you off that way. So I guess he's probably thinking that I'm one of them. I'm more of a sword person. Ironically though, I brought only 2 swords and then they're not vets. It's not a big deal. He's attacking my bows and cavalry. Okay. Whoops. Wrong one. I thought I put you back on. I really need this this archer dojo. If he goes for it, then I'm really in a bad position. Okay, he's not. He might try to send a cav unit there. The only reason I brought these Yari cav is because I'm gonna go for the general. His setup is purely swords. So I'm trying to figure out why he brought... Like, I understand there was due speed, but why the charge? Even if I bring Yari cav, they're not gonna do... Like, they're not gonna be able to route Katana Samurai by themselves. I'm gonna wait. I forgot to bring my warrior monk cav. That doesn't matter. Is he gonna go up here? He might. His bow Shigu are vulnerable. He did stop them. Yeah, he's trying to go up here. His matchlocks are running. I can still win this. On one hand, I do have to keep my distance, but on the other hand, I might have to attack. I only say that because he's limiting himself from flanking by putting himself up here. And he's trying to box himself into this forest here. My mouse is still acting up. I just kept it in the storehouse. So the problem here is that I can't attack units I can't see. So these Katana Samurai are going to be hidden until my light cav get close. I can't attack him frontally. I mean, I didn't have much of a choice in this anyway. So he's expecting me to like try to keep him at range and then try to win that way, but that's not going to work. These foot samurai are the most likely to get hurt. Did I dismount? They didn't. Actually, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea because I don't know where those matchlocks are. No, I'll wait. I'm not in a rush. I'm not attacking here. I don't know where he has one here, but there's another one, and I have no idea where it is. Because he doesn't have cavalry, he can't risk attacking these light cav, because I'll just counter with my Yari cav, which is what I want. there's the other one. If he rushes me, I might have a chance. I have to. I'm gonna retreat. I'm trying to see where he's. Is he actually gonna I might. Alright, change of plans. I'm gonna see what he's trying to do here. He's trying to snuff out my Yari cow. I'll bring them back. I need to see if there's any other units here. He's trying to attack. Alright, let's do it. I don't see any. I thought I had a charge over. I'm going straight for the general. That was a terrible idea on my part. Where's my general? Shit. I should have brought him up first. He's trying to.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord!
Come on,
My lord! A glorious victory will soon be yours!
Sorry about that, guys. My mouse has been acting up. I think it's because of the computer, but I don't know. It could be the mouse. Katana Samurai got vetted. Makes sense in this scenario. Whatever. I'll have to see if I can find a way to fix it. So yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out new ways to beat that setup that the guy has, because that's the real issue that I've been having. In a scenario like this, like his matchlocks were too close to a hill, so they didn't stand a chance. But I think in general, like I think in general, if you use quicker units to take out the matchlocks and then focus on the flanks, then you should be fine. So yeah, I'm gonna figure out a way to beat his strat. But until I do, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you guys not tomorrow, but maybe Thursday. So until then, see you. Bye, guys.